Hey, good evening everybody. Welcome back to the Toro Dice Club. El Toro here. So, I apologize for the last video. This was, didn't quite feel like myself actually. I was watching everything I said. I was a little too cautious and worrying too much about, all these videos getting translated into text and stuff I was saying, so I wasn't going to be offensive to the YouTube censors. But anyway, you know what? I decided it's just time to forget about all that and just do what I do. I do apologize for the audio on that last video. I was trying to clean it up, and unfortunately, I don't know what happened since I've moved my studio. I don't know what's going on with it, but hopefully the sound is a lot better. On this one, I'm going to try it out and see what's going on. So anyway, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start playing with stick right today as opposed to stick left. You guys know I use an inline throw, and I start from the left and pitch them down this way. Last video I had my hands very, very set down onto the felt. Going forward or towards the camera from stick right one, my hands actually are going to be higher on the dice, pushing the dice forward. So you'll see the difference. But anyway, part of what I do here when I practice, so that you guys know, I'm practicing my throw, I'm practicing my grip, practicing my toss, I'm practicing the pendulum swing that I have from my shoulder forward. Everything is what I practice inline. And when I practice, I really don't worry too much about what the actual results are. I'm looking more for my mechanics to stay true and stay consistent as I'm holding on to these dice. Now the other thing too, what I like to do is I always like to develop my strategies. I always like to play with my bankroll and see what's going to come up, how it's going to shake out, right? So I'm going to put the bank here in the center. It's going to be easier for me to pay out. Actually, I'm going to put the bank here because I'm not going to play the field today. And I'm going to start out with a 150. I'm going to put 150 on the 8. We're going to play quarters on everything. Okay. So that's going to put me about 280, I think. What is that, 280? A1, that's 100, 200. What am I looking at here? 100, 200, 275. I got 275. Plus 5 will be 280. Right there. 280. So I'm going to play with 280 bucks. And I'm going to play it working. Now, if I roll a 7 here, yeah, I lose 280 bucks. Not a big deal. It's just practice, right? And then for the dice, so everybody knows, I'm going to grab the dice just any old way, and I'm going to pitch them. So there's not going to be a real dice set to this. Right now I've got 4s up top and 7 facing me, right? So I'm just going to kind of throw the dice, again, more so for mechanics, so that you guys can see how I practice this throw and what this throw consists of. I'm stick right 1, 2 in this area. I've got another position here, 3, then it goes into the hook, and then at the end. When I'm throwing at the end of the table, as you guys have seen, maybe not have seen, I don't know if I've ever done something at this angle. I'm throwing this direction. I got the dice set up, I slide the dice back, and I throw them right at the camera. Just like that. Okay? That's the typical dice, that's the typical way I shoot from the end of the table. And like I said, you kind of get to know your numbers, where you're at. 3, 2, 5. Again, from the end of the table, for whatever reason it is, I managed to throw 5s. It is what it is, right? But today, I'm going to use that same throwing style, except from stick right. Something I'm not really used to shooting from, right? Stick right is not a position I typically will stand. It's usually at one of the ends of the table or on the left side using a backhanded grip. So here we go. We're going to practice this. I'm going to kind of run through the bankroll. We're working. And we're going to see just how this strategy works. Very similar to my betting on a random shooter where I'm heavy on one number, and as opposed to coming down, instead of coming down all the time, I'm just going to regress down after the big hit. And I'm putting everything on the 8 right now. Not because I'm going to hit, you know, I'm hitting a 5, but here's the thing. I'm using math. The mathematics of it is the 6 and 8 have the highest probability of scoring versus any of the other 4 numbers that are up there. So that's all I'm going to do. Just use math. Since I'm not setting the dice any particular way, I'm just using mechanics. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to do my best to throw it right towards the camera so you can see it. We're going to try to keep them relatively low. Hopefully these dice will stay in frame and you can see them as they travel. Alright, here we go. I slid the dice back. My hands are set. My grip is tight. Well, loose, but tight enough. And off they go. There it is, 516. Alright, so our opponent moved to 6. 5-1. Again, this is a little bit bouncy, a little bit more of an aggressive table, put it that way. So that you guys know, I know I had somebody ask me, hey, what am I using actually on this table? I've mentioned it a couple times, but if you haven't had a chance to go and review those videos, what I've actually got, whoops, I should have a quarter back here. What I've actually got underneath this is I have the wood underneath. I think it's pine actually. And then I put a 3mm cork on top. So this table's hard to the touch. And then I put a flannel on top of that. So it's got a little bit of a pad to it. You can feel a little bit underneath. And then I put my overlay, which is kind of this microfiber cloth that they have. It feels like felt after a while, but when it was brand new, it was pretty slick. Now it's kind of chewed up some, so I might have to get another one. All right, 0.6. I've got the dice set the same way they landed, so I'm not using any particular dice set. And slide the dice back once again, and I'm going to put them tight to that wall. That's really all I'm going to do this time. I'm going to try to keep it over the pass line now. I laid a little short, 415. Okay, now on the way that my strategy, the way that I try to play this when I'm playing here is I'm going to pay all the bets until I hit my larger bet, right? Because like I said, we got 280 on the table, and my objective here, the goal, is to come off the table as fast as possible, to get on profits as fast as possible, right? The only way I'm going to do that is by hitting that larger bet, the 8. Now, when you're setting your dice and you're controlling your throw, it makes it a little easier. Right now, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to throw, because I've got different dice sets on top. Now I got the 4, 4, 1, and I've got a pair of 5s staring at me, right? So I've got a hard 10 facing me and a 4, 1 up top. Could be, actually, this could be an 8 right here. This could be an 8 the way it goes. 8 or 9, I think. But we'll see. So again, my mechanics is what I'm trying to get down, and I'm trying to figure out where my dice are going to go, and are they going square enough to where they're going to hit flat. And that's what I'm wanting to do. I don't like them hitting on the edges because it causes them to jump radically across the table. But that's one of the hardest things to do from this position for me, is to get them to land gently over here. Oof, didn't like that at all. 6-5, yo. Now I'm not talking very loud, so everybody knows. You know, I'm upstairs. Just don't want to wake up everybody, so I apologize again. If the audio is bad, I'm so sorry. It's just not a. I do got a mic, believe it or not. I actually got a mic here. Just not. I guess it's not cleaned up. The last one I was trying to do is trying to shut down the air conditioning system, trying to get some of that noise out. But for some reason, it wouldn't come out. So this time, I just decided to turn off the AC and the heater and the fan, or whatever else you want to call it. Okay, 6-5 yo doesn't do me any good. Kind of a wasted of a throw. It wasn't a point hit. So in this case, it's not helping me any. What I want to do is really get to that 8 and knock it out quicker, or sooner than later, right? All right, so here we go again. Mechanics are going to be as tight as I can get them. I'm focusing in on my landing zone, and I'm going to drive the dice I'm going to drive the dice where I want them to go, driving them. I'm not going to flip them up. I'm going to drive them. That's what I'm wanting to do. Okay? So we're going to drive the dice into the wall is what we're doing here. Radical move, 426, point hit. Again, one of the tougher places for me to shoot from is the stick right. It's not an area where I shoot from typically. I'm not very proficient at it. So again, oh shoot, god dang it, that sucked. That sucked. Didn't have the proper odds on this. So anyway, there you go. That's stuff you learn when you're playing, right? Anyway, it's just not the best of places for me to shoot from. Alright, now here we go. I have not hit my 8 yet. I'm still playing quarters across, so I'm still really invested $280. What I've pulled back so far is 125, actually 280, 300 and change. So, because I got that pass line bet there too. All right, here we go. Shake them up. I got a 628. So that's what we're going to do on a come out roll, just the way it sits. And I'm going to hopefully get them to stick down there this time. There we go. 639. Right around the corner, but there it is. All right, point's going to be 9. So, whoops. What we're going to do is, again, target the 8 as best I can. Again, I'm shooting how they land, so there's no real dice set to this. You know what else I'm going to do, just for grins? If we were playing, for those of you who like to play fire bets, I want to see how many we actually hit. There we go, there's a 6. All right, so inline throw. The inline throw is a little unique. What you're trying to do is get the dice to travel very tight together in the air, so when they land, they're not going to have much movement to them. And again, this pendulum swing's got to be pretty much low and driving. That way you can get them down there to the table. Try to get as little spin as possible and keep the dice as tight as possible on the way down. To me, it seems to be the trick of the whole toss, right? That's what makes the whole thing work. 6-5 yo. Now again, when I start seeing extremes, 2, 3, 11, 12, unfortunately for me, it's a sign that my dice are spinning too much and I'm not getting them to go travel flat in the air. I'm not getting them to travel square. So that's a problem for me. So now I have to make an adjustment. And possibly what's happening is my hands are a little too high on the dice. So I'm going to push them down just a touch more. Not all the way to the bottom, but I'm going to push them just a touch more down. See if I can get these suckers to travel a little bit more straight, okay, or flat without putting spin on them, right? There we go. That was better. But it yielded aces. 2-2 aces. Sorry, 1-1. 2. A little scary. It's an indicator for me again. Something's going wrong on my toss. Not the best set here, but it's okay. I've got aces on top, 5s facing me, so got a decent hardway set going here, so I should be able to hit something better than aces, right? Still wanting to hit the 8. I've had 2 rolls where have been useless. They haven't hit my point numbers. They haven't hit anything I've got my money on. So not really what I'm looking to do here, right, when I'm practicing. The goal of practicing, regardless of your dice set and your grip and your mechanics, is you're wanting to hit numbers that you have money on. This is not about how do I avoid a 7. That's a 7. but it's not about how do you avoid the 7. It's about how do you hit your point numbers. Now you guys see that, right? 2 craps rolls, 2 crap dice in a row. I told you there's something wrong in my grip, and of course there's the proof. Everything went sour. So part of practicing is you got to know what's going on your grip. You just got to really know what's happening. Analyze it, look at it, and say, okay, what happened here? What went wrong? All right, again, we're just going to start out again. Wipe all that back to the bank, and we're going to play again. All right, so let's start it out again. Stick right. Again, no real dice set. Here we go. Just grab it 2, lining them up. I'm going to put the blue dice first. Line it up, and then off we go. See right here, I got 3, 2, 5, and I got a 6, 1, 7 facing me. It is what it is, right? So I'm going to grab these a little deeper this time. I'm going to grab them all the way down at the bottom, and we're going to scoot them down in there. All right, ace deuce. Not good. Not good. Don't like that. Not the, again, not the best of, yes, mechanics are off. Those mechanics are off. I said we'll start again. All right, but I got to play the ace deuce on top. So ace deuce on top, I got a V set. Okay, so that's not bad. It's basically my 3 V set turned over. So that's not a bad one. Not a bad set. Thank goodness it's just not 9 and 9, right? 9 and 9 really is not very good for me. 6, 4, 10. All right, finally we scored something. All right, so again, when you're practicing, that'll be 2 for 1 Iowa dollar. When you're practicing, you don't have to get angry, you don't have to get upset. Just keep a level head, right? This is the best time. That was 6, 4, 10. It's the best time for you to start practicing and rolling, you know, 7s if you have to, right? If you roll a 7, you roll a 7. You know, part of it. If you can get it where you're doing well, then you're going to be in good shape, right? Now I'm going to come over the top of the dice. Actually, I'm going to go to the back of the dice. I'm going to go more to the back of the dice, much like what I'm standing over here. I'm going to see if I can get better results that way. Slide them back, slide them forward, and very, very low. Very, very low toss. That one was, shoot, I think like right here, roughly. I don't think they got very high. That's a hard 6. 33. Again, just the game of it. Now I already know I owe $300 to my marker, right? So that's what I'm going to have to come up with is my $300 after all of this. Because then I got another $280, so $600 is what I'm in at. All right, again, I'm going to grab the dice a little higher on the top. Well, a little more to the middle, not quite on the top of the dice, but maybe to the first pip. Yeah, actually it's first pip and a half. Just in that range. But I'm going to try to keep my fingers as square as I can. Keep these dice as still as possible. Okay, that's what I'm wanting. All right, beautiful. It's our hard 8, 4, 4 point hit. Or not the point hit, but the number I wanted to hit. So 150. It's going to pay 175, and we're going to go to 30 on the 8. There's the $300 that I owe for the first 7 that was out. I'm only up right now. Actually, I'm not even up just yet. I've only got $80 here. So now I've got to start making some score hits. At this point, what I'm going to do is start pressing. You know, this is the whole objective for this strategy is get your money off the table as fast as you can and then start pressing it into something. Okay? 5, 4, 9. And This is the hardest one for me to do, is get it behind this money here. God, dog. Tell you what, shout out to these guys that know how to move this stick. It's just 549. There you go, 549. Shout out to those guys that know how to do that. I'm not very proficient at it. All right, 35. There we go. All right, now my nemesis, I can't stand the 9 on top, but it's worse if I got a 9 and 9. In this case, I got a 9 and 7, so that doesn't hurt me too bad. All right, here we go. Again, it's just a driving move. From here, it's a driving move. It's what I'm trying to get to, right? The dice are going to move a little bit for some reason from here, for whatever reason. Maybe it's because I'm trying to turn the dice into this side, because I'm leaning over the table as opposed to being square to the table. I'm going to try to move the dice just over the DC landing zone this time as opposed to moving it this way. So I'm going to open it up a little bit, pointing it in that direction, okay? But not quite all the way over there, just kind of giving an idea. Oops, reset them. Back. And forward. There we go. Y'all heard that click. Y'all heard that click. That was crazy. All right, so that right there's a 549 coming around. 35. I hate the 9s on the top. Can't stand them. Again, sorry for the audio, guys. I'm not talking very loud. I've got, like I said, I'm upstairs. Don't want to be too loud because people are home. Unfortunately, everyone's here. No classes for the kids. All right, here we go. Slide them back again. I'm going to push them right into that corner, except this time I'm going to try to drive them further back by shooting it more as a drive. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to push it more as a drive. Ooh. 516. Too much heat on that one. That die pulled all the way out. It's too far out here. Look how far out this is. Out by the 6. Way too far. It's too much heat. And I made the dice land too far. Alright, 35. Let's see, what am I at? Am I at my money's yet? I didn't even press yet. Let's see this. We're going to press both the 6 and the 8. I press the 6 and the 8 both. Still have 100 here. And we'll play, you know what we're going to do? We're going to play $25 on the hard 10. There we go. 156. I got a 5 top side. This might hit the hard 10. Alright, here we go again. I'm going to try to drive it, but not as hard as I did the last one. A little bit more finesse. And again, that's what you want to try to do. Remember that. This dice setting and dice control, dice influence, whatever name you give it, it's really about throwing the dice, in my opinion, with finesse and touch. It's like putting a golf ball, right? You can putt it all day long, but you got to finesse it in there. You got to be able to read the green, right? Read it, know what's going on, and play to that. That's what I'm doing here. I'm going to try to play to my table, read it, read what my dice are doing, and figure out how to finesse them down there. I might have to put them a little lower, right? Just to get it right, so they don't bounce erratically. Erratic, just erratic right there. 6, 2, 8. I hit those on the corners. Those things didn't go straight. Again, so you can slow the video down and watch it. It's not doing what I want it to do. 75. This pays 75 for 5. Like that. Okay. Where's my dice at? Little colorblind too. With this table and the red and blue dice, it's tough to see them. All right, here we go. What have I got here? Heart 8 facing me, 8 on the top. So not too bad. That's not a bad dice set. All right, now I'm going to put a little bit of a loft on them this time. I'm going to see how that changes things, right, for me. See if I can get him to stick down at the back with just a little bit more loft. That didn't quite go 11. Again, it's an indicator to me that dice are spinning too much. They're spinning too much. That pays no money. It's a waste of a roll. Not the best of tosses. And again, this is what you do when you practice, right? You're looking to see, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are your dice doing? But like I promised you, I was going to be here stick right. Again, an area that I don't really shoot from. But you know what? You got to learn all parts of the table, not just the stick left. You know why? When you get to the table, if you go to a casino and there's only 2 tables there and it's packed, stick 1, 2, and 3 on the left side, where are you going to shoot from? Okay, you decide you don't shoot, that's fine. You just got to know how to play then. At that point, just bet. 5, 3, 8. Yeah, and I watch a lot of YouTube videos too, guys. Tons of them. I try to see what kind of information is actually being put out there. Some I agree with, some I don't. A lot of it, there's some stuff that I think is just foolish that's being said. I think there's a lot of stuff we can probably do without. All right, here we go. I got 60. We're going to pay again 75 for 5, like that. Now I think I'm in. There's 200. There's 200 of my 280. So we're almost on profits. Oh shoot, what am I doing there? We're almost on profits. All right, there we go. Let's see, 8 and 5, 8, 5. So I'm going to move these dice closer to the corner. So we got about another $75, so another 6 hit, 8 hit, or a 4 or a 10 hit gets us there. Then we'll be even for our game so far. 3, 1, 4. Beautiful. All right, so that'll pay 50 for 1. I owe 2. I'm just going to drop my nickel and prepay hits. Just for me, right, mentally? So I'll pay the nickel. I'm going to grab 2. Still not quite there yet. That's actually the 80. So now I'm all in. I'm even. Actually, even from my 2 buy-ins. All right, here we go. 4 and 5. Again, I'm grabbing the dice a little deeper, not all the way down to the table like this, but not all the way at the top either. So I'm gonna, again, I like to slide them back and then launch them. Basically, that was a short roll, flew right out of my fingers. That's a 3, 2, 5. Came right out of my fingers. Alright, 35, now there's another 100. There's my 300. So we got $300, $600 right there. Covered my buy-in on both turns. Now I'm sitting here with some profit. Now I can start pressing. What I should be actually really pressing, but again, I'm trying to manage my bankroll. And this is something else too about playing this game. When you come in with a bankroll, whatever you're going to play on your bets, whatever you have in action per player, I recommend you bring 10 times that. Yes, 10 times. Because if not, you're going to have to really just get your bets down right. You can't bank on the fact that whoever comes up to bat on these dice is going to be right off the bat, spot on. It's just not going to happen, right? So you may roll a 7 on a come out roll. You never know. There we go, that's a good throw. There's a hard 6 right there. You never know who's gonna get those dice and how they're gonna shoot them, right? If they're good, then, you know, wonderful. If they're not, well, could cost you money. We're gonna go to 120 on the 6. So you got to be real careful on your bankrolls. You have to, whatever money you bring, figure how you're going to play it too. That's the other thing. If you're going to play, let's say, you know, $32 per shooter, and you don't want to play 32 across and risk 32 across every time, well then you'll have to limp in, right? Small bets here and there. Start with a 6 and 8. See if it hits it 1-2 rolls, and if not, then maybe drop a 5 and see what happens, or play a field bet and start feeding your place bets through the field, right? You gotta watch what the shooter's doing with his dice. Watch what he's doing. Watch how he's throwing them, right? Those are things that are going to give you indicators about where you're going to place your bets. And no two shooters are the same either, by the way. Actually, no shooter at the table ever throws the same numbers over and over again, typically, right? 5-3-8. It's a nice throw too. It's crazy. All right, the same thing here. We're going to pay 70. Pull 10. Go to 120. Just like that. All right, well, I could use a 10 and a hard 10 right now. That would be great. Again, as you guys see, I'm not setting the dice any particular way. I'm just grabbing them as they come, right? Let's just say the way they land is the way he sends them to me. 9 times out of 10, they're not going to send them to you the way they land. They're going to flip them over and flip them around. What I'm trying to show you here is that it's really not about the dice set, guys. Dice set's changing constantly. Constantly changing here. I have quite a bit of loft on it. Too much loft on it. That's a 12. 66. 12. Alright, it did pair up though, which was nice. And I'm shooting 6s on top, 4s and 5s on either side. So let's see what this yields us, right? Again, this is kind of a, again, I'm just practicing just right here, just the mechanics. I don't really care what lands out there. I know that if my mechanics are right, I'm just wanting my dice to flow properly. And I'm working on how do I get these dice to react the way I want them to react on the felt on the opposite side, right? Trying to get them to stick down there. 5, 1, 6. That's what you're trying to do. Get them to get stuck down here. Okay. Now here's where you guys can make a decision too. 120 pays 140. Like this. If you are opposed at this point to pushing your luck, let's say, well, you've already hit it. Regress down and then start all over again. Nothing wrong with that, right? Now I want to hit the 8, I want to hit my 10. I want to hit that 10 hard because it's going to cover quite a bit. Will get me into another shooter, right? Because right now, the only thing I'm up right now looks like $200 from my shooting here, which is not very good because I wiped myself out on that last throw. All right, again, mechanics are going to be right. Trying to get my dice to react properly. Slide them back. Move them out. I'm trying to show you that I'm dropping this thumb. That's why I'm opening my hand a little bit so you can see it. That's a 639. I'm wanting y'all to see that the release is not flailing. The release is not this. The release is this. This is the movement here. It's much easier to move just this thumb than it is here from this direction. I'm just dropping, I'm basically just moving my thumb forward. Now the thumb doesn't naturally come 90 degrees from the hand like this, right? It actually goes this direction. It's more forward when you release, naturally. That's a natural movement. If you don't believe me, check your own thumb. Hands aren't made like claws, right? They're not made with the thumb that retracts this direction. Again, you got to use your natural mechanics. As you guys saw, my hands are a little more chunky. My thumbs are enormous. So it's just a different take on the dice. Did I pay myself on that 9? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. I need to pay. I need some more reds. Alrighty. There we go. Okay, here we go. Now we got a 9 on top. We got a 6 facing me. And we're going to try it once more. Going down, center, right, like that. I'm going to, again, drop the thumb so you can see it, right? There's a 6, 2, 8. Yikes, whoops. 6, 2, 8. So the 8 is going to pay 25, 30, 40. 120 pays 140. And I'm going to regress that down also. Same thing. Just going to regress it down to 30. Just because I've been on the table too long. You're not going to get all these monster rolls, right? You're not going to get these giant rolls every time. You're going to get some tough ones. You want to be able to take profit, right? You want to take profit here instead of leaving it all up here. So this would be up in your chip rack. Start bringing money. Now this session, let's say here, if I continue to throw well, now we're going to press up the table max. Why not? I've pulled what I needed to and then some off this throw. I'm ahead of what my goal was on that particular throw. I've recouped my initial loss, my second buy-in, and now I'm up into profits. Okay? So now I can start pressing or power pressing, either one. Get up to table max. And what will help me do that here would be a hard 10. That would be beautiful. 7 quarters getting pulled down almost instantaneously. All right, again, I'm going to exaggerate my thumb release so y'all can see it. 415. Gotta be careful when I exaggerate that too much. It pulls the dice apart. It's just kind of like when I hold the dice in a tong grip. They stick. And with all this, golly, with me washing my hands as much as I have been and using the sanitizer stuff, it makes my hands all sticky. There we go, 415. Well, I gotta hit the 10 here at some point. Base 35, we're gonna press it a quarter. Always pulling back money. Always try to pull back money. Don't be greedy. Don't full press them if you don't need to. You can power press if you've made a lot of money, right? But for me, I always like to pull something back. All right, again, I'm just going to release that thumb only. I'm going to do my best to show y'all again how that thumb is being released. On the drive, 549. Again, these are brand new dice, so y'all know the edges and the corners quite sharp. So they still got some, the corners haven't been rounded off on them yet, so they're still pretty pointy. They do catch on an imperfect table. They will catch more so. And that's the other thing too. When you come up to a table, look at the table felt. If the table felt is brand new and shiny, dice aren't going to catch as much. They're probably going to bounce more, move around a little bit more, but they won't catch, meaning they're not going to tumble as much. Here, mine are tumbling because my felt's kind of worn, and these corners are picking up all the little things sticking up that I can't see. Maybe y'all see them on your end, but I can't really see them too much on mine. All right, here we go. Dice are going to come out, and we're going to put it off in the corner, and again hyper exaggerate my thumb release so you can see just the thumb coming out. Right, 4, 2, 6. Put that right off into the corner, and that's a 4 if I can get it to come over here. There we go. And 2. All right. Press the 6 again, then we're going to start pressing up. Can't believe I haven't hit this 10 yet. I need to hit my 10 set. I haven't landed on a 10 set of any kind. 4s or anything. 1 4, that was it. 1 4. Alright, here we go. Again, it's mechanics now. I'm starting to get a lot of chips in my way, which is, from my angle, it looks like the chips are right in my way, but the reality is they're not. I'm just going to go right over the top of those chips. It's kind of like an airplane. Go right over the top. Let's see if I crash into the tower. Hopefully not. 415. There we go. It's going to pay 75 for 5. So we'll go up to, we're going to do quarter here, and a quarter here. We're going to start spreading it out a little bit. Why not, right? Might as well. 3 units each on the 5. Nice. Okay, 105, that'd be nice. Let's see, what do I got here? 4-1 and a 5-4. Oh, that's not a bad set. I should be able to actually hit the 8, believe it or not. I want the 10, damn it. That's what I really want to hit. I just want to get this 10, get it over with. Alright, again, remember guys, watch the thumb. Watch the thumb as it releases. Just watch the thumb, okay? Five, 4, 9. Again, I'm over exaggerating that thumb release. It is playing a little bit of havoc with this, so that you know it's not really coming true, but it's working, but it's not exactly how I'm wanting this thing to release. That was 300. Let's take 3 blacks for that. That's another 100. Take another black for that. There's 300. 600. Okay. Gotta pay here 105, and we're gonna regress back down to a quarter. Why not? There we go. Just like that. Again, think of it like a game, guys. Think of it like a game. Up and down, up and down. And you're wanting to collect as much as you can. Not really getting greedy. You don't want to build up giant stacks on your place numbers, and then all of a sudden you leave it all out there. Because guess what? The 7 is coming. It's coming. It's part of the dice combinations. 7's on the way. It's just a matter of when. And if your mechanics are off, it's going to come much, much sooner. So again, that's why I said practice your mechanics, practice all your positions from all the way around, especially if you like to shoot. If you like to shoot, practice from everywhere. If you don't like to shoot and you have only one spot you're good at, you're really not a shooter, in my opinion. You're just not a proficient shooter. You can shoot from one spot. You're what they call that one-trick pony. You can't do anything else. All right, here we go. I'm going to exaggerate the thumb release one more time for you, okay? Hopefully I'm actually going to throw it off into the corner this time, so you might be able to see the thumb. It's going to probably look like I'm opening my hand up to shake your hand because the angle I'm getting ready to throw it at, but it's straight, and I'll be exaggerating the thumb opening, okay? 628. All right, here we go. We're gonna build it up again, right? Why not? Up and down. Stack, as long as my stacks are growing, I really don't care what anybody else says. Put it that way. You know, those of you watching the video, yeah, you could have been at 500 table max by now. Yeah, I probably could have. But don't you think that that's going to draw a lot of attention to someone like me who's throwing dice like this? Probably will. I try not to draw too much attention. I just want to keep my monies at a normal, normal level. Pick them up, pocket the blacks, hand the blacks off to my wife, let her go do what she's want to do with it. Again, off into the corner, over exaggerating my thumb release so you can see it clearly in the video, and I'm going to drive it low, almost right up by that DC up there. Ooh, we're right at 538 once again. Damn. Well, when I release my thumb like that, it goes nutso. 75 for 5. Like this, and I'm going to drop 10 more. 110, 120 on the 8. Seems like we're hitting that pretty often. Okay. Alright, now, this is where you want to stay consistent. At this point, this is when most of you guys, when you're on a great throw, you start thinking too much. Don't think about inhaling and exhaling during your backswing. Just keep doing what you've been doing. Just keep doing what you've been doing. Don't think too much about it. Just stay consistent with what you're doing. I'm going to throw this in pretty much at the camera, and again, the same fashion, just release the thumb, and see what we got here. Really want this hard 10. I just need to get a nice big giant payout. But I'm okay with a 10. I'm fine with any number really that pops out there, including the 7. If I hit the 7, we're profitable. I mean, the stacks are the proof right there in dead center, right? Ooh, top 549. Now that die bounced all the way to here. That's what, 10-inch bounce? Or, yeah, about a 10-inch bounce roughly. There we go. Now, I've kind of calmed down my toss. I'm not hitting many of the extremes, which is good. I'm keeping these dice under control, let's say. I'm making them react the way I'd like them to react. And again, that's what you're trying to do. That's why I said, put yourself in your zone. Once you find your zone, don't let anybody take you out of it, including the dealers. Especially if you're fumbling through dice setting, you know what I mean? If you're trying to fumble through a dice set and you don't know what the hell you're doing, you're going to take up way too much time trying to find a dice set. And then you yourself are just going to get frustrated because you're going to start hearing all the whispers. Oh my God, here we go. This guy doesn't know what he's doing. Oh my God, another dice setter. You're gonna hear all that stuff. You're gonna get so nervous that when you do get up to bat and toss these dice that you're gonna mess up. You're gonna completely mess up. Stress, too much stress. So like I said, if you're not really proficient at setting dice, then don't bother. Just grab the dice the way they give them to you. Know that you're confident in your mechanics and send them on down. Right? Send those dice down there, 3, 2, 5. Send the dice. Let them go. That way there's not an issue. If you stress yourself out, well, I mean, you're not going to perform. Just not going to make it. Let's see, what is this? 70, 105 again. 105, we're going to regress down. Pull another black, let's go. And quite honestly, the way if you view it like this, there's another aspect of this game. And I've said it before, it's not just your mechanics, your physical mechanics. It's also what's going on in between your ears. It's your mental game. You can't get too cocky. You know what I mean? Be humble, even when you're shooting. Don't get too excited because your stacks are growing. Don't be too excited because the dealer's just grabbed another stack and put it in front of you. Be humble. Don't let the excitement get the best of you. It's hard not to do. You have a plan, stick to your plan. Don't go in there and just start busting up your plan and then look back and go, well, what in the heck? I don't know what happened. I don't know how I didn't make any money. Well, I can tell you, it's because you didn't follow your plan. You didn't stick to it. You weren't regressing. You thought the roll was going to last forever, and 7 wasn't part of the combinations. When quite honestly, the 7 has the highest amount of combinations. You know what I mean? Your mechanics aren't proficient. That's the problem with it. All right, here we go. Once again, I'm going to show you the thumb. It's important that y'all see this, and I'm hoping you can slow it down where you can see the thumb being released. You try to keep your hand in that position as long as you can, and then release the thumb right about here, because the dice should have enough momentum to move forward. So you're going to see this. Now, are these fingers going to move just a touch? Yes. But are they going to move like this? No. You're not going, hey, how you doing? You're not doing that. You just kind of dropping that thumb up there, right? It looks like you're going in with a handshake, but you're keeping this piece right here as steady as you can keep it. It's when you bend it and flip it when things go awry. Quicker, let's say. All right, here we go. Watch the thumb. I'm going to over-exaggerate it one more time. Oh, hit the money. 426. Still a 6. It's scary. It's like what everybody says, why do you not practice with money? Well, quite honestly, it doesn't matter to me. I don't care if there's money there or not. I just pick my landing zone and play. This happens to be all in my landing zones for the most part where I play. That's okay. That's all right. What do I got there? I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go to 120, just like what's on the 8. Can't believe I can't hit this 10, y'all. Dang. It's crazy. All right, once again, as you guys see, I'm not setting the dice. Nothing's being cut and pasted. We're just playing. I mean, we're just playing. I'm very relaxed right now. I'm very relaxed, very calm. And no, I didn't smoke anything to get this relaxed either. I'm just practicing. That's all I'm doing. There's nothing on the line here. So yeah, I'm stress free. I'm not uptight that I had to repay back $600 of my initial bankroll. No, I'm not. I'm just playing. All right, a little deep throw, exaggerate the thumb, and I'm going to play now a little bit more with a little bit higher toss because I want to get it more towards the back wall, and I want it to land and stick. Okay, that's going to be a little different toss here. 2-1, ace deuce. Both dice together, right here, ace deuce. I'm sure that's the, I'm sure I've made them all hit the all tall small and all that. That's not what I'm practicing today. Again, I'm practicing stick right 1 and 2 because I can tell you this, when we go to Vegas in September, as long as everything is clear and we can fly again, with everybody from Craps Nation that's going to be there, more than likely we're all going to want to be on the same table and just have a blast, right? If not, we're going to end up going to tables where they're going to be full. Vegas, no matter what, no matter where you go, is always full. Personally, I'm planning on getting something set up with Bellagio, so everybody knows. I'll probably stay there. They've got the nicest craps tables that I've ever played on, and I really enjoy their tables better than anybody's. But we'll see how it works out. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully we're able to schedule trips and schedule our flights and rooms and get everybody on board. All right, here we go. Dropping the thumb again. Going to pick up the dice a little bit higher and drive them down to the end of the table, getting them to stay. 4-1-5. One die got out of control. That front die had too much steam on it. Rolled all the way out. Bounced too hard. But like I said on the last one, I'm never going to turn down money when a casino decides to pay it. Right there. All right, here we go. So for those of you who say, hey, what's your dice set, what's your dice set, what's your dice set? I think I've probably used so far almost every combination that the dice can come back at. I believe so, actually. I believe I've used just about every combination out there. And I can tell you this, all those combinations, not a damn one of them can hit the dang 10. So I'll be playing like this forever. Golly. Yeah, if you laid the 10, you're in good shape here so far. Dang. All right, here we go. Again, another exaggeration of just the thumb being moved out. Again, just the thumb. The movement is just this. The back of my hand, hopefully this is not happening here. I don't want this to happen. I want it to stay as stiff as I can and just move the thumb. As stiff as I can and just move the thumb. That's all we're doing here. It's a simple move, and it doesn't take much movement on the thumb either to make this happen. But that thumb is your release spot. It is your trigger. That's what makes the dice travel right gently off your fingers. So again, I'm trying to throw them in line. I'm trying to keep them from spinning much. They're going to have some spin to them because my hands are sticky. I've felt that. They're just sticky as can be. These dice feel like I got super glue on them or something. All right, here we go. Dropping them low and driving them into the box. Straight down to the bottom. Just driving them around. That was some heat. That was some serious heat. 3-3. Hard 6. Now, some of you might have a hitch in your throat. You know I'm talking to you, right? You may have a hitch in your throat. Drive the dice. Forget trying to come up in a two-step, right? You got a little Texas two-step in you there. Don't worry about it. Just drive them. Drive the dice just like that, and make them go where you want them to go. Just put some force behind them. It accomplishes the same thing, except you don't have this double clutching it up, right? You're not going into another gear. Oh, what's I going to pay from here? I'm going to pay 140. And we're going to regress again. Yes, I know. But guess what? Slow and steady wins the race. Guys, slow and steady wins the race. Alright, I'm not sure how long this video is going to be. Jesus. But, again, we're just going to keep throwing until we shoot a 7 here. And hopefully that pile just continues to grow. I'm not growing as fast as I probably could have had I been pressing all the way up, right? But if you can see, if I did, we'd definitely be at $500 a slot right now. 5 pays 7. And picking up a lot of money very quickly. But again, this is not a betting video. This is not on how to bet. This is just playing a small basic strategy to see what I do. This is more here practicing my dice toss and my hand, my movement, practicing my thumb release to make sure that it's my thumb that's getting dropped, not my fingers flaring out, so that I know I'm staying consistent to my dice, to my throw. That's what I'm trying to do. Building that muscle memory is what you're trying to do. Build the muscle memory. It's there. 6'5", yo. Through those and a little too. Get those a little off. Again, indicators for me are when I do that they're off. Well, hopefully you guys can hear this clearly. Again, I apologize on that last video for the sound. I do have a mic here. It's just for some reason either I didn't have it set up right, or I tried to clean it up too much to where I clean my own sound out. Just wasn't the best of the best. And of course, like tonight, I'm not talking very loud, a little quiet. Like I said, don't want to wake everybody up here in the house. I need them to get some rest. They need to stay healthy. Nothing's more important to me than my family being healthy. So, all right, here we go. Once again, let's get these dang fingers as unsticky as I can get them. Or maybe it's the dice. Maybe I need to wash these dice. Suckers got crud all over them. All right, can we get a 10, a hard 10 at least, from this yo? Can we get a 10 out of a yo? Let's see. Again, I'm going to drop my thumb, open my hand out so you guys can see what it looks like. I'm going to drive them off into that corner, okay? Ooh, you heard that snap? Well, those dice kissed each other. They were tight, tight, tight. 5, 3, 8. They tagged each other. $140. And regress. So I gotta tell you, slow and steady does win the race. You may not make as much as if you press, but you gotta be happy with your gains, right? You just gotta be happy with what you're doing. Be content. Again, I always try to be the guy quiet. You know, I'm not jumping up and down and creating a big old scene, right? I'm the guy that just sits here quietly, just grabs my dice and calculates. I'm very calculated about how I shoot, throw, place my bets, and try to make sure I'm hitting my numbers. You know, every now and then, yeah, you're gonna throw and you're gonna have a bad throw. Every now and then you're gonna have a bad one. 314. But you just can't overreact and get pissed off because, you know, hey, I've been shooting for the last 9 years and I've been doing really well and blah blah blah, and I'm invincible to a 7. You're not a cartoon character, man. You're not a superhero. You're human. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Pay 100 for 50, regress. It's gonna happen, guys. All right. Here we go. No, my shoulders aren't getting sore from throwing. These things are weighing only grams. You know, every time I hear somebody say, "Oh wow, my shoulder, my arms are getting tired from this throw. Give me a break. These things don't weigh nothing, you know? They don't weigh nothing. Surely you're not in that bad a shape. You know, if you're an athlete, then this doesn't bother you. And this pretty much goes by the wayside. Again, stay focused. Don't make excuses. Just don't make excuses. Grab your dice. Come to do what you know how to do, right? And that's what I tell everybody. You know, that's what I tell my kids, right? Don't let anybody outwork you. Well, this is my job. I am not going to let anybody outwork me. I'm going to be on target, on point for as long as I can be, right? Until that waitress rubs. I'm just kidding. Oh, just kidding. Sorry, babe. That's 426. Casinos know what you like. They'll send them by. All right, here we go. 426. Start it up again, right? Why not? Okay. Now, some of you guys ask me, you know, hey, aside from practicing, what else do you do? I mean, how do you develop your throw? I mean, what do you do? Well, first off, I play from every end of the table. I play all the way around it, every position, and I've got booms and stuff all over the place. On that side of the table, here we go. Sorry, guys, I know you can't see that. Both of these corners, I've got basic booms. I got a mic sitting right up here on top, right here, right above me, about 4 feet up. I got booms over there, so it's hard to shoot from those corners, and the booms that come down to the center are usually right in my way when I shoot from the end of the table, so I have to rearrange stuff. But I play and I practice from every position on this table, so that when I walk up to a table, I don't care where I'm at. I know how I'm going to throw from each position. And again, the dice set doesn't matter, to be honest with you. It really doesn't. Like I said, I'm just picking up the dice as they land. You've seen them. I'm picking them up with every combination you can probably put together, I think, like I said. Here we go, drop the thumb again. Let's go right over those two towers of money. Let's see how that works out. I'm going to drive it right off into that pass line area. Ah, there she is. 617. Dang, finally. A little too much, too deep. But hey, there it is what it is. So we wipe it out. That's what they'll do. Clean up all your money. Everybody claps, everybody's happy, everybody made money, including me. So there was our 600 original. There's 500. That's 500. Five, 10, 500. There's 1,000, 1,300. That's 100. It's 1,400, 75, 1,490. That goes to the dealers. Make plenty of cash. So guys, I hope you like it. Stick right position 1, 2. Not a whole lot of magic to this throw. Like I said, to me it's one of the more easy throws when it comes to working with your mechanics and actually staying this side of the table. It's real easy to do from here, as opposed to trying to turn your hand completely over and now you got to stand totally sideways. I think you're really missing out on the game. Here, the actual position for me is steadied, steady on the side. I'm leaning into it, and I just slide my hand back, slide my hand forward. Release the thumb. Release the thumb, right? Yeah, you'll see the hand move like this, but yes, it's actually just the thumb. I'm not really having to do much other than just this. That's all you're doing. Okay? Just release the thumb. So there you go, guys. In a nutshell, that's what it is. Picked up a little bit of money on the table. Betting plan works. Yes, it takes its losses, but you know, anybody can make a lot of money on a big roll. This particular strategy, the way I prove them, is when I pick up 2 dice and I toss them random. That proves out a strategy to me. That's a 3-3 hard 6. But that's how I'm going to prove out a strategy as to whether it works. If I can get the strategy to work on a random, I know by far it's going to work out for me all day long. So that's how I come up with what I do. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you watching. Thanks again for subscribing. You know, like, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. And I apologize for the audio on that last video. Hopefully, as things progress, things will get better and better, and I'll be able to get back to making this thing work. I may have to get some acoustic panels in here or something. Hopefully this audio is not too bad. So again, I appreciate it, guys. Peace.